This is
Rayman. This is a man called Man.
Rayman is the worst thing ever made. Remember that infamous quote from Murphy at the beginning of Rayman 3?
A staple type breeds for my penis, so the flesh man will drink creatures from your fetus!
Now let's fast forward to 2006, when everyone was hyped for the Nintendo 60, and new games were being announced left and right. Most people were hyped for Twilight, while I was hyped for the new Rayman game that was announced. It looked very innate, but also promising. But then, someone over at the development team had an idiot, and the game was changed from an awesome Michelin into a 3D platformer. Idiot. Not only is this a minigame compilation, but it also reeks of being one of the worst games I've ever played. It sucks. And you're gonna notice how this game is not even 5 minutes into the game. So first off, let's take a look at this opening cutscene. What's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here? Whoa, why is Rayman glow box? Why do these boxes look so awkwardly animated? Anyways, it's here where we get our story. The rabbits take it and kidnap Rayman and bring him. Yeah, that's it. That's the entire story of the game. Remember in the original trailer where Rayman was going through punching and kicking Rayman all over the place? Yeah. Rayman is a total game man in this game. And then we're immediately thrown into Rayman Arena. And if you haven't noticed yet, this game looks absolutely horrendous. I mean, look at these 2D cuts in the crowd. How can Rayman 3, a game from the previous console generation, look at least 10 times better than
Rayman 4!
Oh wait! I know how! Because this game was Rayman rushed! I mean, look at these backgrounds! Was this game even rushed? But hey, so far, I've only talked about graphs, and graphics don't make up an entire game. So how is the game? This is a game that suffers from lull syndrome, where it feels obligated to take advantage of the concept's main gimmick, and that gimmick is shaking the keys as violently as possible, pointing at the screen. Oh, why? The controls are usually either unresponsive or responsive. Way too gay. Best example of the controls being unresponsive is seen in these games where you have to shake the Wii Remote and nunchuck real quickly. This is my actual gameplay footage, and I was shaking the controllers as violently as I could. And this meter at the top barely, this game is physically exhausting. And an example of the controls being too responsive is in these dancing mini games. The object of these games is similar. Hard. Whenever a rabbit comes next to Rayman, you have to shake the rabbit remote or nunchuck depending on which side the rabbit comes from. This had potential to be one of the better grabs in the compilation. However, sometimes when you shake the controllers, it registers as too shish, which can just ruin the entire experience. The newer position and really hurt your And then there's this mini game where you have to point the at the screen and drag the icon to the goal. However, the Sin and Punishment Star successor is really finicky, and you have to finish this in 20 collision detections. And you know what? I just gave up. It just shows that they were running out of ideas and trying to get this out quickly.